This isn't just a message, it's a warning that found you for a reason. Before the world awakens, before the noise of the day begins to stir, there is a moment silent, sacred, and unseen. It is in this stillness that truths are whispered and destinies are set in motion. You may not hear it with your ears, but your spirit feels it. A quiet stirring, a subtle pull, an unexplainable knowing that something greater is unfolding and that you are at the center of it. If you have found your way here, it is not by chance. You were guided. There are forces beyond the limits of human perception, ancient, wise, and eternal. They observe not with judgment, but with purpose. Across the vast expanse of time and space, they gather in realms untouched by doubt or fear. Known only to a few as the Divine Council, these celestial overseers are the guardians of balance, the keepers of sacred knowledge, and the silent architects of destiny. They do not interfere lightly. They do not send warnings without reason. And they never call upon someone unworthy. Tonight, they have spoken. Their message is clear, urgent, and destined for only one set of ears. You may have felt it already. That unshakable sense that you were meant for more. The moments when life seemed to test you beyond reason. The doors that closed without explanation, the friendships that faded, the challenges that appeared just as you thought you had found stability. What once felt like misfortune now reveals itself as preparation. Every hardship was a lesson. Every delay was protection. Every loss was alignment. Nothing was accidental. You were being shaped, refined like gold and fire, because your path carries significance far beyond what you can currently see. The Divine Council has watched your journey with careful attention. They have seen your resilience in silence, your strength in solitude, and your courage when the world offered none in return. You were never overlooked, you were chosen, and now the veil begins to lift. But there is something more, something hidden within the folds of destiny, a presence, a connection, a thread intertwined with your fate. It is marked by a single initial, a letter that echoes through time and carries a vibration you may already recognize, the letter J. Do not rush to conclusions. Do not allow doubt to cloud your intuition. This is not coincidence. It is a symbol, a key, a signal woven into the fabric of your journey. It may represent a person, a place, or a moment yet to unfold. It may arrive as a guide, a challenge, or a revelation. But when it appears, you will know. Your spirit will recognize it before your mind understands. Pay attention to the signs. Have you recently encountered this initial more often than usual? Perhaps in a name, a message, a dream, or an unexpected memory. Perhaps it appeared in passing, dismissed by logic, yet felt deeply by your soul. These are not random occurrences. They are breadcrumbs left by the unseen, guiding you toward a destiny that has been written long before your first breath. The Divine Council does not deal in coincidence. They deal in purpose, and their warning is not meant to instill fear, but awareness. Something significant is approaching. A turning point, a revelation that will test your faith and awaken your true power. You stand at the threshold of transformation, where the ordinary dissolves and the extraordinary begins. This is the moment you have been prepared for, whether you realize it or not. You may have felt misunderstood by those around you. Different, set apart, drawn to deeper truths while others remained content with illusions. This sense of isolation was never a burden. It was a sign, a reminder that your soul carries a frequency not easily recognized by the world. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to rise. The Divine Council sees what others cannot. They see your potential, your strength, and the light you carry within. They have issued this warning, not because you are vulnerable, but because you are powerful. And power, when awakened, attracts both guidance and opposition. Remain vigilant, trust your intuition, guard your energy. The path ahead will demand clarity, courage, and unwavering faith. Doubt will attempt to cloud your vision. Distractions will try to pull you away from your purpose. Yet within you lies an inner compass, divinely aligned and impossible to deceive. Listen to it. It has guided you this far, and it will not fail you now. Remember this truth. You are not alone. You never have been. Even in your darkest moments, when silence felt heavy and hope seemed distant, unseen forces stood beside you. They guided your steps, protected your spirit, and illuminated your path when all seemed lost. And now they call upon you to awaken fully to who you are, a chosen one. Not chosen for comfort, but for purpose. Not chosen for ease, but for greatness. Not chosen by chance, but by divine design. As you continue forward, watch for the signs. Trust the synchronicities. And when the moment arrives, when the mystery of J reveals itself, you will understand why you were summoned, why you were tested, and why you were prepared. This is not merely a message. It is a calling. Take a deep breath and listen closely, for the whisper of destiny grows louder with every passing second. The warning has been delivered. The guidance has been given. The path has been illuminated. Now, the choice is yours. Will you ignore the call, or will you rise to fulfill the purpose written in the stars? Because this isn't a coincidence, it's a signal. You've seen this letter before, more times than you realize. Have you ever experienced a moment that felt too precise to be random? A quiet instant when something small, a word, a symbol, a fleeting thought, caught your attention and refused to let go. At first, you brushed it aside. You told yourself it was coincidence, nothing more. But then it happened again and again and again. Patterns began to form, not loud or obvious, but subtle, persistent, almost deliberate. And among these signs, one stood out with uncanny consistency: the letter J. Perhaps you first noticed it in a name. Someone new who entered your life unexpectedly, or someone from your past whose memory resurfaced without warning. Maybe it appeared in the name of a street you passed, a message you received, or a book that seemed to fall into your hands at just the right time. At first, it felt insignificant, but over time, its presence became impossible to ignore. You saw it on license plates, in social media posts, in emails and advertisements, in dreams that lingered long after you woke. The letter J seemed to follow you, quietly weaving itself into the fabric of your everyday life. And you began to wonder, why this letter? Why now? Human beings are wired to recognize patterns. It is how we learn, how we survive, how we make sense of the world around us. But not all patterns are created equal. Some are born from habit, others arise from chance. And then there are those rare, mysterious repetitions that feel intentional, as though they are meant specifically for you. These are the signs that stir something deeper within the soul. You may have tried to dismiss it. You may have laughed it off or explained it away as coincidence. After all, the rational mind seeks comfort in logic. It prefers neat explanations and predictable outcomes. But deep down, something within you resisted that dismissal. A quiet voice whispered that there was more to it, something meaningful, something waiting to be understood. That voice is your intuition. It speaks softly but persistently, urging you to pay attention. Think back to the moments when the letter J appeared. Was it during a time of uncertainty, a crossroads in your life? Perhaps you noticed it when you were searching for answers, longing for clarity, or questioning your path. Maybe it surfaced when you felt lost, offering a subtle sense of reassurance that you were not alone. Patterns often emerge when we are ready to see them. They are not always explanations, but invitations, gentle nudges guiding us toward awareness. They ask us to slow down, to reflect, to observe the connections between our inner world and the reality unfolding around us. And sometimes they point towards something or someone of significance. The letter J may represent a person destined to influence your journey. It could be a guide, a catalyst, or a mirror reflecting truths you have yet to fully embrace. It may symbolize a place that holds opportunity or a moment that will change the course of your life. Or perhaps it carries a deeper meaning, one tied not to the external world, but to your own identity, purpose, or awakening. Whatever it represents, its repetition is not without reason. Consider the times you felt a sudden pull towards something unfamiliar, the moments when you sensed an invisible thread drawing you forward. Life has a way of speaking in symbols, and those who listen carefully begin to recognize its language. The universe rarely shouts. Instead, it whispers through synchronicities, through patterns, through subtle echoes that align too perfectly to ignore. The letter J may be one of those echoes, but understanding its meaning requires more than observation. It requires awareness. Ask yourself, how do you feel when you encounter it? Do you feel curiosity, comfort, anticipation, or an unexplainable sense of recognition? Your emotional response is not accidental. It is a compass pointing you towards something significant. Perhaps the answer is not meant to be revealed all at once. Perhaps it will unfold gradually, piece by piece, as you continue along your path. Some truths are not meant to be handed to us. They are meant to be discovered, experienced, and understood in their own time. This is what makes the pattern meaningful. It invites you to participate in your own awakening. Imagine for a moment that these repeated signs are not random occurrences, but gentle reminders that your life is guided by unseen forces, whether you call them intuition, destiny, divine timing, or the natural harmony of the universe. Each appearance of the letter J becomes a signal, encouraging you to stay alert, to remain open, and to trust that there is a purpose behind what you are experiencing. You are not being asked to believe blindly. You are being invited to observe. Notice the connections. Pay attention to the details. Reflect on the moments when this letter appears and what is happening in your life at that time. Write them down. Sit with them. Allow them to reveal their significance in their own quiet way. Over time, patterns begin to tell a story, and that story may be yours. It may be guiding you toward a revelation you have long awaited, a relationship destined to transform you, or a path that aligns with your deepest calling. What seems like a simple coincidence today may become the key to profound understanding tomorrow. The question is not whether the pattern exists. The question is whether you are willing to see it. So the next time you encounter the letter J in a name, a place, a thought, or a dream, pause for a moment. Take a breath. Acknowledge it. Let it remind you that life is filled with mysteries waiting to be uncovered. Not everything is meant to be explained immediately. Some things are meant to be felt. And perhaps, just perhaps, this pattern matters because it is leading you exactly where you are meant to be. Stay observant. Stay curious. Stay open. The signs are speaking. Are you ready to understand what they are trying to tell you? And the pattern is getting stronger. Not everyone connected to you has the same intentions. There are moments in life when everything feels steady, predictable, almost comfortable. The days unfold as expected, and the future seems clear enough to follow without hesitation. And then without warning, something shifts. A subtle disturbance, a quiet tension in the air. It's not loud or obvious, but you feel it deep within, like a whisper brushing against your soul. It is in these moments that change begins. Not all transformations announce themselves with thunder. Some arrive silently, cloaked in mystery, carrying lessons wrapped in uncertainty. And if you've been paying close attention, you may have sensed that such a moment is approaching, a turning point that feels both destined and unavoidable. Perhaps you've already felt it, a lingering feeling that something or someone is about to enter your life with profound significance. And at the center of this growing awareness, a single initial keeps appearing, the letter J. It may have surfaced subtly at first, a name mentioned in passing, a stranger who caught your attention, a memory resurfacing unexpectedly, a message, a sign, a coincidence too precise to ignore. Each encounter seemed ordinary on its own, yet together they formed a pattern that stirred something deep within you. Why this letter? Why now? Life often communicates in symbols, guiding us through experiences that awaken our understanding. Patterns do not emerge without reason. They appear when we are meant to notice them, when we are ready to face a truth or embrace a transformation that will shape our destiny. The letter J is not merely a character in the alphabet. In this moment, it feels like a signal, a marker, a quiet indication that a significant presence may soon influence your journey. But influence does not always come in the form we expect. Sometimes, the people who change our lives do so gently, offering guidance and inspiration. At other times, they arrive as catalysts, challenging us, testing us, and forcing us to grow beyond our comfort zones. They awaken parts of us we never knew existed, not always through ease, but through experience. Could this be what the initial J represents? A connection tied to a shift, or perhaps a challenge? Think back to your recent encounters. Have you met someone whose name begins with this letter? Or perhaps you've been drawn to a place, an idea, or a memory connected to it. Did it leave you feeling curious, unsettled, or strangely aware? These emotions are not random. They are signals, subtle nudges urging you to pay attention. Not every presence in our lives is meant to remain forever. Some are destined to arrive at precisely the right moment, delivering lessons that shape our character and redirect our path. They challenge our beliefs, reveal hidden truths, and awaken strengths we didn't know we possessed. And yet, their purpose is rarely clear at first. That is what makes them powerful. If someone with the initial J is connected to your journey, their role may not be immediately revealed. They could appear as a source of inspiration, a mirror reflecting your deepest fears, or a force that disrupts the familiar to guide you towards something greater. Their presence may feel comforting or unsettling, enlightening or confusing. But one thing is certain, they will not leave you unchanged. This is the nature of transformation. Growth often arrives disguised as uncertainty. What initially feels like a challenge may later reveal itself as a blessing. What seems like disruption may, in truth, be divine redirection. The key is awareness. You are not being asked to fear what is coming. You are being invited to observe, to remain open, and to trust your intuition. Your inner voice will recognize what your logical mind cannot yet understand. It will guide you through uncertainty, helping you discern whether this presence is meant to teach, to test, or to transform. Pay attention to how you feel when the letter J appears. Do you sense anticipation, a subtle pull, a quiet unease that carries the weight of significance? These emotions are clues, guiding you toward deeper understanding. They are reminders that you are standing at the edge of something meaningful. And meaning is rarely accidental. Perhaps this individual is destined to challenge your beliefs and push you toward your highest potential. Perhaps they will awaken dormant dreams or force you to confront truths you have long avoided, or perhaps their presence will illuminate a path you were always meant to walk. The mystery is intentional. Not everything is meant to be revealed at once. Some roles unfold slowly, layer by layer, as time reveals what destiny has written. The uncertainty you feel is not confusion, it is anticipation, a signal that something important is approaching, urging you to prepare for what lies ahead. You may feel a mix of curiosity and caution. That is natural. Moments of great change often stir both excitement and unease. But remember this, you are not powerless in this experience. You are aware, you are conscious, and that awareness is your greatest strength. Stay grounded, trust your intuition, guard your energy, and remain open to the lessons that may come. If someone with the initial J enters your life or reappears when you least expect it, do not rush to define their role. Observe, listen, feel. Allow their presence to reveal its purpose in its own time. Whether they bring clarity or challenge, comfort or disruption, they are part of a larger unfolding, one that is guiding you toward growth, understanding, and transformation. Some people are not meant to stay forever. They are meant to awaken you, so remain watchful, remain receptive. And when the moment arrives, you will recognize it, not with certainty of logic, but with the quiet knowing of your soul. Because sometimes the most mysterious connections carry the power to change everything, and the letter J may be the sign that your next chapter is about to begin, and this connection is deeper than it seems. Warnings are given to protect, not to scare. There comes a moment in every life when the noise of the world begins to fade and a deeper voice rises from within. It is not loud. It does not demand attention. Instead, it whispers, gentle, persistent, and profoundly wise. This voice is your intuition, and it has been guiding you since the very beginning. Yet, in a world filled with distractions, expectations, and endless opinions, many people forget how to listen. But not you. If you have found yourself here, drawn by an unexplainable curiosity, it may be because you are awakening to something greater, an awareness that cannot be taught, only remembered. A realization that clarity does not come from rushing forward, but from pausing long enough to truly see. Awareness is the first step toward understanding. It is the quiet art of observing without judgment, of noticing without reacting. It is the ability to stand still in the midst of chaos and recognize that every moment carries meaning. When you become aware, you begin to see patterns where others see randomness, lessons where others see obstacles, and opportunities where others see uncertainty. This is not coincidence. It is consciousness. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast, still lake at dawn. The surface is calm, reflecting the sky with perfect clarity. But the moment you disturb the water, the reflection blurs. Your mind is no different. When it is restless, overwhelmed by fear or doubt, your perception becomes distorted. But when it is calm, everything becomes clear. This is why awareness begins with stillness. Take a deep breath, slow your thoughts. Allow yourself to exist fully in this moment. As you do, you will discover that clarity has always been within your reach. You do not need to chase it. You only need to become quiet enough to receive it. And from this stillness, intuition emerges. Intuition is not magic, nor is it mere guesswork. It is the subtle intelligence of the soul, a quiet knowing that transcends logic yet aligns with truth. It speaks through feelings, instincts, and gentle nudges that guide you toward what is right for you. It warns you when something feels off. It reassures you when you are on the correct path. Have you ever felt an unexplainable sense of certainty about a decision, or a sudden urge to step back when something didn't feel right? These moments are not accidents. They are messages from within, guiding you with a wisdom that words cannot fully express. Trusting your intuition is not about rejecting reason. It is about harmonizing it with your inner truth. Logic provides a direction, but intuition offers insight. Together, they create balance, allowing you to move forward with both clarity and confidence. But awareness and intuition alone are not enough. To navigate life with grace and wisdom, you must also cultivate emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the ability to understand, manage, and respond to emotions, both your own and those of others, with clarity and compassion. It is not about suppressing what you feel. It is about acknowledging your emotions without allowing them to control you. When you develop emotional intelligence, you gain the power to remain calm in moments of uncertainty. Instead of reacting impulsively, you respond thoughtfully. Instead of being overwhelmed by anger, fear, or doubt, you recognize these emotions as signals, temporary waves that rise, peak, and eventually fade. You become the observer, not the storm. Consider how often people allow their emotions to dictate their actions. A moment of anger leads to regret. A surge of fear results in missed opportunities. A wave of insecurity prevents them from embracing their true potential. But when you learn to pause, to breathe, and to reflect, you reclaim your power. Calmness is not weakness. It is strength refined by wisdom. To stay calm is to maintain clarity in the face of chaos. It is the quiet confidence of knowing that not every situation requires an immediate response. Sometimes the most powerful action is stillness. Sometimes the greatest wisdom is patience. When you observe rather than react, you begin to see the truth behind appearances. You recognize hidden motives, unspoken emotions, and deeper meanings. You become more attuned to the subtle energies around you, understanding not only what is said, but what is felt. This is the essence of emotional intelligence. It empowers you to navigate relationships with empathy, to handle challenges with resilience, and to approach life with grace. It allows you to remain grounded even when the world feels uncertain. And most importantly, it strengthens your connection with yourself. Trust yourself. These two simple words hold immense power. Trusting yourself means honoring your experiences, respecting your feelings, and believing in your ability to make wise decisions. It means understanding that you do not need constant validation from others to know your worth or your direction. You already carry the answers you seek. They reside in your awareness. They whisper through your intuition. They shine through your emotional intelligence. The key is to listen. When uncertainty arises, pause instead of panicking. When confusion clouds your thoughts, observe instead of reacting. When fear attempts to take control, breathe instead of retreating. Each of these choices strengthens your inner foundation, guiding you toward clarity and confidence. Remember, growth is not always loud or dramatic. Often it unfolds quietly, like the steady rise of the sun at dawn. With each moment of awareness, you become more aligned with your truth. With each act of emotional balance, you step closer to wisdom. With each decision guided by intuition, you shape a future rooted in authenticity and strength. You do not need to force your path. You only need to trust it. Stay calm when life feels uncertain. Observe with clarity when challenges arise. Listen to your intuition when decisions must be made. And above all, trust yourself, because within you lies a wisdom far greater than fear. As you move forward, carry this truth with you. You are capable, perceptive, and deeply connected to the guidance within. The answers you seek are not beyond your reach. They are already a part of you, waiting to be acknowledged. Be still, be aware, be wise. And trust that the calm voice within you will always lead you exactly where you are meant to go. Because one moment of awareness can change everything. If this message reached you, then you were meant to be prepared. As this journey draws to a close, allow yourself a moment of stillness. Breathe deeply. Let every word settle gently within you, like ripples fading across a quiet lake. You have listened, reflected, and remained open, and that alone is a sign of profound awareness. Not everyone pauses long enough to seek understanding. Not everyone dares to look beyond the surface. But you did, and that matters. There is a quiet strength in you, one that has carried you through uncertainty, through moments of doubt, and through seasons when the path ahead seemed unclear. It is the same strength that brought you here. It is the same force that has guided your steps, even when you could not see where you were going. And now, as clarity begins to emerge, you may realize something powerful. You were never lost. You were being led. Every experience, every sign, and every challenge has served a purpose. Even the confusion you once questioned was shaping your awareness. Even the silence you once feared was preparing you to hear your inner truth. Life does not unfold randomly. It unfolds with meaning, quietly, patiently, and precisely guiding you toward the person you are meant to become. You are protected, not always in ways you can see, but in ways you can feel. Protection often arrives as a closed door that prevents a misstep. It appears as a delay that redirects your journey. It manifests as an intuition that urges you to pause or move forward. At times, it may even come disguised as a challenge, pushing you toward growth you never imagined possible. What once seemed like resistance was, in truth, guidance. Trust that unseen forces, whether you call them destiny, divine timing, universal energy, or the wisdom of your higher self, are working in harmony with your journey. They do not control your path, but they illuminate it. They do not decide your future, but they empower you to shape it with courage and clarity. You are not alone. You never have been. Even in your quietest moments, when the world felt distant and uncertain, something within you remained steady. That quiet presence, the voice that whispered reassurance when doubt tried to speak louder, is your greatest ally. It is your intuition, your inner compass, your sacred connection to truth, and it has never led you astray. Confidence does not mean knowing every answer. It means trusting yourself even when the answers are still unfolding. It means standing calmly in uncertainty, secure in the knowledge that clarity will arrive at the perfect time. It means believing in your own wisdom, even when the world questions it. You are stronger than you realize. Within you lives a calm resilience, an emotional strength refined by experience. You have faced challenges and emerged wiser. You have endured confusion and discovered insight. You have stood in moments of darkness and found your way toward light. Each step has shaped you into someone capable, perceptive, and deeply aware. Now is the time to trust that strength. Move forward with clarity. Speak with confidence. Act with intention. When uncertainty arises, let your awareness guide you. When fear attempts to cloud your vision, return to stillness. When decisions stand before you, listen closely to your intuition. It will always recognize what your mind cannot yet explain. You carry within you the wisdom you seek. You carry within you the guidance you need. And you carry within you the protection you deserve. Any lingering doubt, let go of the belief that you must struggle alone. You are supported by unseen currents of purpose and possibility, gently steering you toward what is meant for you. Every step you take with sincerity aligns you more closely with your true path. Believe in that alignment. Believe in yourself. Your journey is not defined by fear, but by faith. Not by uncertainty, but by awareness. Not by hesitation, but by courage. With each passing moment, you are becoming more attuned to your truth, more grounded, more perceptive, more empowered. And as you continue forward, remember this: clarity does not always shout. Sometimes it arrives softly, like dawn breaking across the horizon. Confidence does not demand attention. It reveals itself in calm, steady resolve. And guidance does not always appear as answers. Sometimes it comes as a quiet, knowing that you are exactly where you need to be. Trust that knowing. Let it anchor you. Let it strengthen you. You are guided, even when the road is uncertain. You are protected, even when you cannot see the shield around you. You are chosen, not by chance, but by the quiet alignment of your spirit with your purpose. And with every step you take in awareness and self-trust, you step further into the life that has been waiting for you all along. Hold your head high. Keep your heart open. Walk forward with grace and unwavering faith in your own wisdom. The signs will continue to reveal themselves. The path will continue to unfold. And the truth will continue to rise within you. So stand tall in your strength. Rest peacefully in your protection. And move forward with the calm certainty that you are exactly where you are meant to be, because you are guided, you are protected, and the mystery surrounding your journey has only just begun. The warning was given. Now the choice is yours.